We are here, dude.
Yeah, welcome back to Sincerely Japan, episode 13. I wanted to say 113.
You almost did, dude. And that intro that we did with all the outtakes was by far one of my favorite intros of all time. It was so good. Anyways.
Yeah, my God! I've never seen a chase run like this in my life! Oh, my God! A textbook head-to-head battle.
Welcome to Sincerely Japan, the drifting podcast.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yeah, I don't think you can say Merry Christmas. You got to say Happy Holidays, bro.
Oh, dude, and I'm happy to say it. I got Jewish friends now. I never had that before. But yeah, so I hope everybody's well, especially this time of year, with the seasonal affective disorder. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, but I've never had it, and I'm not sure it's a real thing, but I guess it is, so let's go with that.
And you live in the UK, too, so it's like, it's just rainy there all the time anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the type of person that just can always find a reason to be positive, but I should be more, sympathetic to people. You know what? Let me just shut the fuck up, because people are going to be like, oh, this guy doesn't know anything about anything, whatever.
What if you're just depressed all the time and you don't even realize it?
Yeah, that's my secret. I'm always depressed.
It's easy to regulate when you're always depressed. This is the dumbest intro we've ever done, dude.
No, I like it. This is what the people are here for. They're not here for facts.
Right. I mean, good, because we're not here to give it to them. Yeah, so Merry Christmas. We put on our Instagram just talking about, what's like the best car guy Christmas gift you've ever gotten. And I know JB's really good about getting you car stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's like the top tier where you were like, holy shit, I can't believe you got this?
Well, so not last year, but the year before, she got me this. It's called GTR The Journey. There was this photographer, I think he lives in Germany or something, and he put together like a coffee table book of just all GTR stuff.
Yeah,
that was pretty awesome. But the top, like by far the best thing she ever got me was this Renown steering wheel. I don't know if you ever heard of Renown.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got me that for my birthday in 2019, I want to say. And that was like, holy fucking shit, I can't believe she got me this. Because it's not that they're like super duper expensive, but it was just like, it was a big ask. And, that's how you know when she loves you.
Right. And didn't she got you a fake Nardi when we were overseas, didn't she?
I bought that.
Oh, did you?
She had nothing to do with that.
Jess got that for me.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, damn, this is kind of sick, but also hella dangerous.
Actually, so she asked me to help her get that for you. It was like that and like an exhaust for your Sylvia. And she's like, can you like help me like order this or like so I could get it so you wouldn't know about it, basically.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Dude, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, I think that's the only time I really got like a car gift for Christmas. Because now we got kids, so like all the Christmas shit goes to the kids. But
yeah, lately I haven't gotten any car stuff. Like I haven't bought in any. Well, I was about to lie out straight through my teeth. I was about to say I haven't bought in any car stuff. I just haven't bought any car stuff for the GTR. Everything I've bought is for the Stadia, but I haven't made any like major purchases lately. So
yeah, that was the only year, and I think she got me the Nardi, which was for the drift car, which was fine. I'm not gonna like. If it's a track only car, I think a fake wheel is not the end of the world. I don't know. I go two ways, right? Because they are mad unsafe. And the one that I had, I remember when you'd go on track, like you could bend it. You know what I mean? Like you could bend it while you were driving. So maybe I don't advocate for that.
Well, I was gonna say, have you ever seen that video of that guy in the Honda Civic that crashed and he had a fake wheel? Like the rim like completely came right off the spokes and like almost impaled him. So
yeah. Maybe I don't comment on that too much.
We do not condone that.
It is wild the difference between some of the fake ones and the real ones, because it's like a night and day difference.
So the one I got, I didn't know it was fake because I got it off of Yahoo Auctions, and it came in like the box. It had like it for me. Someone not seeing one.
Dog.
You,
Yeah, but
I didn't know it was
paid
fake.
$50 for it, dude.
I just thought that they had good deals. And that's the thing. I should have known because you can go to like Super Auto Box and buy like a real Nardi and it's like $300, $400. I was like, let me look. And then I found one for like $50. Like, this seems legit. But I tried to sell it online, me being just stupid. I wanted like $100 for it. And then some guy messaged me up. He's like, hey, can I see the serial number? And I was like, serial number? And he's like, yeah, they're usually like printed on the back on one of the spokes. And I looked and I was like, oh, this thing definitely doesn't have a serial number. But I will say it's held up pretty well. I mean, I use it for sim racing now. So
that's a good idea. I should have kept mine. That's a good idea, dude. That would be a good sim wheel. I don't know, dude. But I've got the Logitech, and I feel like the wheel that comes on that is like really surprisingly sturdy, considering how much feedback I put on it.
Mm-hmm. It's just that. So we're going down the sim road real quick.
I'm okay.
I found for sim, especially with drifting, because sim wheels usually are smaller than smaller diameter than real wheels. Right. And it makes it a little bit harder for drifting because it makes just everything a little bit more snappy. So if you get like an actual size diameter rim on there, it makes it a little bit easier. And most you can just go on eBay and find like an adapter that will just screw on to the actual wheelbase and you can put whatever wheel you want on there.
Right.
So that's the move.
Yeah, that makes sense. I never thought about that. Because I don't mind the snappiness, but yeah, if you went bigger, you would have like a little bit more room to play with.
Yeah.
That's a good call, dude. I should get one. I didn't like that in order to put a wheel on it, you had to get some sort of like weird adapter and take your wheel halfway apart. You know what I mean? I don't know. I didn't feel like it would be sturdy.
Yeah.
And so that's my main concern.
I mean, if we're going to go down Sim Alley,
let's go.
You can come down here, but it depends on how much money you're willing to spend to get into the game. Because like the wheel that I have, you can take, it's got like a quick release kind of system. You could take the wheel off and put a new one on. And then they could get even more expensive where they have like actual legit quick release where you pull back on a thing and twist it and you can put any fucking wheel you want on there. So
are you talking like you got like a Fanatec or something?
No, right now I have a Thrustmaster, but Fanatec, that's the one, that I was referencing that has like the crazy intricate system. And then it goes even higher than that. Right. It depends on how much money you want to spend. But
dude, that shit is wild. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we had people write in about getting the Larry Chen photos, which is actually on my Christmas list. I didn't realize that was a thing. And then a couple weeks ago was like, hey, Jess, if you want to give me, this Larry Chen autographed photo or this thing or whatever, I was like, okay, bet. Like, that's so cool. It's like $150 and it's like a 2 foot by 3 foot or 2 foot by 5 foot or whatever, depending on the picture. But he is like the GOAT of automotive and drifting photography. So that was dope. That was cool that his girl got that for him. And then we got another dude that got a 1JZ, which if Jessica bought me an SR, I would lose my mind, dude. Like, yeah, there's 2 SRs for sale by me, and I'm like, I'm jonesing. I'm like, please let me get the
yeah.
Dude, I saw an NA for sale for $3,500. I'm like, a non-turbo. Like, I bought my non-turbo SR with wiring, with the transmission still attached for $900.
Mm-hmm.
And to see, I remember when we came back and I saw like an FD driver or like somebody big was selling one for like $2,500. And I was like, man, that's freaking way too much money for a non-turbo. And now they're going for, that ish. 35 was a bit high, but I'm like, who would pay that for a non-turbo SR? That just seems like so much money for nothing. You make like 160 horsepower on a good day.
Yeah, you can miss me with that stuff. And I don't even want to know what that guy paid for that 1J. But it depends on the year, I guess. If it was a couple years ago, then maybe you got something reasonable.
Right. So we wanted to come in this talking about timely shit. So we wrote down a list of topics, right, that we're going to talk about. Whistlin Diesel is at the top of that list. And I think that video hits you a little harder than it hits me. Because honestly, I couldn't care less about R32s. I care a lot about your R32.
Oh, my God.
Well, because I care a lot about yours because I saw it and I know it. You know what I mean? Like, but for most people's R32s, I just don't care. Like, I don't know, dude, you're gonna hate me for this. They're not that nice. They're like, I mean, you probably know this better than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think Whistlin Diesel's video probably proves it. Like, okay, we're going down completely different topics here. Do we want to talk about YouTuber culture first or about the video first?
Let's talk about the video because it will lead us into YouTuber culture.
See, I'm trying to jump the gun, dude.
As you can imagine, I spent many a night just sitting up thinking, praying on it, like thinking where I should take this conversation. And mind you, all this is having not watched the video at all. Like I saw like the little clips that have been coming out and I was like, oh, this guy is an asshole. Like, what is he doing? He doesn't know anything. Freaking, how do you fuck up 2 GTR, blah, 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 blah. And then I watched the video and I was like, oh, I think this guy got fucked. But that comes with a couple of caveats. And the number one caveat, and that's something I don't think, it took me a little while to understand this, and I think a lot of people don't really understand this, is when you're buying an old Japanese car, especially if it's been through more than like one owner, you should already bank on the car needing pretty much an overhaul. Unless it just came right for being overhauled, it's not going to be. And he talked about in the video, he like got the car. He's like, yeah, I said it should be like that. Granted, the idea of buying a car is when you buy a car, it's going to run. But especially with these cars, people that own them, they drive the fucking shit out of them. Right. Like that's what people do. That's what they want them for. So if you go to somebody, especially if they're selling it cheap, there's going to be something wrong. I don't know how much he paid for these cars.
Well, I thought he said wasn't he bragging that he spent like 6 figures on it? He said he spent like $100,000 on 2 GTRs.
Yeah, so I mean, near 50 grand a pop or something like that. I'm sure he's like, rounding up maybe. But
that's what I'm saying, dude. Though, if you spend $100,000, and maybe I'm bullshitting, but I don't think I am. It's too much money, dude. Like, it's just they're not that good. Okay. We're getting into different topics. That's so much money, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And 50 grand for like a single R32 is a lot of money. And you would think if you bought them both, it would be like, all right, let's work out a deal.
Mm-hmm.
God, dude, that just seems astronomical. And especially for the condition that they were in.
Exactly. Obviously, the move, if you had 100 grand to spend, the move is to buy one and build it to be the perfect one. You could do that for 50 grand.
Dude, the move is to buy an R35. Fuck you mean, dude?
But I'm just saying, if you were inclined to get an R32, if that's what you wanted, like that's what I would do. And, I'm like the ultimate fanboy. So I would have bought the one, drove it, find out that it was fucked. And then if I had another 50 grand in the bank, I was like, okay, that's nothing. You could buy a whole engine from like Tomei or like HKS that'll be perfect running condition from them for like 50 grand or thereabout.
Can you really?
Yeah, they have HKS. Well, the HKS one is more expensive than 50 grand because it has all their like new technology bullshit on there. But the Tomei one you could get for like, I think it's like 30 grand, something like that. Maybe a little bit more after shipping and all that bullshit. But if you have the money, if money's no object. But where I was going with the YouTuber culture thing is, if you watch the actual video and watching him explaining what happened, you see that he kind of got the short end of the stick, like I said, with some caveats. But from all the clips and everybody like clipping it out and sending it around the internet, it looks like this guy got these GTRs and was being an asshole and they broke and he's, just shitting on the entire community. And then that video where I don't know if you saw it, but he takes the engine block and like throws it on the hood of the car. Like that kind of stuff, you're obviously doing it for the clout at that point. Like regardless if you got fucked or not.
And and we know clout. This isn't the first time we've talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you raise a good point. And yeah, he wrecked that block. I mean, the hood was like the least of it, because then he's like dropping it off of a forklift and just like legitimately destroying this block.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like YouTuber culture now, especially when you're at that high level. There's very few. That's why I like the YouTubers that I like. Is the culture now is like you either love the car and you build it like crazy, or you like hate it and you destroy it because that's what's going to get views. And Whistlin Diesel is a creator that I want to dislike, but I actually don't. Like I actually don't mind him because I like the content that he creates. And he knows his audience. He's a smart dude, and he obviously knows how to run it. And so like, I don't know, dude. This is a hard video for me to comment on because it's like, yes, I'm upset that there's so much disregard for these cars, but at the same point, like they're not incredibly rare. They might be in 20 or 30 more years, but
yeah.
R32s are not that uncommon, and especially like a bonnet. Like, aren't the GTR